So, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about why I knew I could never work a 9 to 5. Although you might think I've never worked a 9 to 5. I've worked plenty, okay? And I'm going to go through my extensive list of the things that I've done, the jobs that I've worked in, and I'm going to tell you why I can't work a 9 to 5. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate. A lot of you are going to see this and think, that's me. I feel that way too. So, for someone who's had a lot of jobs all in my years, I'm 24 now, all the way since I was 16. 16, I had my first job. So for 8 years, I've had job after job after job because that's all I knew, right? I didn't know anything else other than work a job, get paid. But I knew in my mind that that wasn't going to be me forever. I knew in my mind that I was never in my life going to work a 9 to 5 forever. The moment I started working, I knew it. But I know also that a man must do what a man has to do. A man's life is not about what he wants to do. It's about what that sounded like a country guy. It's about what a man has to do. It's not about what you want to do. It's about what you have to do. So if I had to work a job and put my feelings to the side, regardless of if I wanted to or not, that's what I'm supposed to do as a man so I can take care of myself, so I can take care of the people around me, so I can go out and experience life and I can build towards something. So I had to do it. I had to work a job, whether I wanted to or not. And I'm sure a lot of you guys work a job and you know that some of you guys are destined to not work a job forever. You know it in your heart, you don't want to work a job forever. And here's the key differences because there's the people who work jobs and they know in their heart they're just working the job for the moment and they know they're not going to do that for the rest of their life. And then there's the person who gets stuck in it. And they have this mentality of such a low level person who just hates on others because they're fulfilling the dreams that they wish they could have fulfilled themselves. Quick example. One time I was working a job and there was a bunch of Lamborghinis outside parked. Lamborghini, Ferrari, McLaren, everything you can think of out in the parking lot. It was like an event they were having, driving across United States in the supercars, right? And I told my coworker at the time, yo, bro, have you seen the Ferraris and the Lambos outside? And we both went out there excited to see the Ferraris, the Lambos, the McLarens, the Rolls Royce, everything. Of course. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's amazing. How can you hate on that? You can only respect and admire the fact that this person went through so much shit. They took on so much responsibility, so much stress if they're self made, and they reached this level of success. What is there to hate on, right? But that's the mentality of someone who works a job and knows that they're not going to work that job forever and they're not going to be a slave forever. However, the difference between, like I said, the person who works the job and the person who works the job and is stuck in the job and their mentality is so low that they choose to hate on others, I went and asked a guy in a Lamborghini Urus. I said, "Hey man, what is it that what is it that you do? What is it that you do? And at one point in your life, were you broke? And at my age, what car were you driving?" Right? I asked him these questions because I wanted to know, to gain inspiration, show me what I have to do, show me where I have to look. And guess what? He told me, at your age, he said he was driving the biggest shitbox there was. But he also told me that 7 years ago, prior to the day that I talked to him, he was homeless. He was a homeless man, and 7 years later, he's driving a Lamborghini Urus. I went back, told my coworkers, told one of the guys there, and what did he say? This is an older guy, right? An older guy who you could tell stuck at a job, hates it, but decides to hate on others. I said, hey, that's crazy. That man told me that he's been at that he was homeless 7 years ago, and now he's driving that. You know what he said? Homeless. Those people are stupid. I was like, why? Those people are just stupid. That's a man who's given up on life, who doesn't believe in himself, who doesn't think he's worth it, who has a low level of self worth, and does not understand that if someone did it, he can too. But that's the mentality of people who get stuck in jobs forever. See, like I said, I've worked plenty of jobs. I'll give you a list. I started McDonald's. I still remember the first time I was told, hey, you should work at McDonald's, make some money, right? 16, never worked a job. You should work at McDonald's. You should make some money, right? You'll enjoy it. And in my mind, I'm like, McDonald's? I don't know if I can do this. Put on a McDonald's hat, walk across the street. People are going to see me wearing my McDonald's uniform. Welcome to McDonald's. How does that sound? I don't like it. I don't like it. But guess what? I did it anyways because I needed the money. I understood we live in a society where you need money. So guess what? I did it. I went in there. I served the fries. I made the snack wraps. I made the Big Macs. I made the sundaes. I did it all. Until eventually, I said, you know what? I can do better than this. And then I moved on. Firehouse Subs. Making subs. Cleaning the restaurant. All these things. And I did it with pride. Every job that I've ever done, I did it to the best that I could. Because I knew that I need to do the best at this because this is not what I'm going to do forever. So whatever it is that I'm going to do in the future, I need to practice with this. That's the mindset that you should have. Make sure you do everything that it is that you're doing, even if you don't like your job, to the best that you can. Because one day, when you do what you actually been wanting to do, guess what? You've been practicing this whole time. You've built the habit. You've built the discipline of doing everything correctly and doing it right. And so then I worked Firehouse. And it was a chill job looking back, right? I was 17. It was cool. I made a little more money. The money that I made at the time, I don't even know how I lived off that in 2 weeks. How did I live off that in just 2 weeks? How? But right, everything is relative to you. Whatever it is that you're getting paid right now, it's relative to how much you've been getting paid your whole life. Because if a year from now, you're getting paid triple what it is that you make at the job, or even 10 times, you're going to look back and you're going to say, how did I even live off that? But at the time, you see so close, right? First person. You're not seeing yourself from third person. And you think what you're making is a lot of money. You think that's a lot of money. That's what I thought every single job that I worked. McDonald's, thought that was a lot of money. Eventually, I realized I wasn't making shit. Then I did Firehouse. I thought that was more money. Then eventually I realized I wasn't making shit. I ended up working at a hotel, front desk. I got the employee of the month. Like I said, I've always done everything the best that I could, but I worked that. And I'm always looking for something better, but I always knew I can't do this. I can't work a job my whole life. And then eventually, what did I do? I started working at a restaurant. I was a busser. And then eventually, I was a server. And then at some point, I worked at another restaurant. And mind you, this whole time, knowing that this is not what I am, whatever job title I was, I always told people, don't call me by my job title. Oh, he's a bartender. No, I'm not a bartender. That's not who I am. I'm not that person. This is something that I do in the meantime to get to where I want to be. So then I became a busser again at another restaurant. And then I became a bartender. And then I became a server. And then I became a chef. Understand, all this time, I know in my mind I can't do this forever. Because I can't go into a place and know that someone who does not belong in a leadership position can tell you what to do. And I know a lot of you guys can relate. Going into a job and the motherfucker who's the manager doesn't know shit, doesn't know what he's doing. Motherfucker can't even take his fat ass to the gym. can't iron his clothes. That's not a leader. You don't want to go into a place and be told what to do by someone who's not fit to be a leader. See, when you have a manager or someone at a job who can properly lead you, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have such a horrible experience. But the problem is, you go into these jobs and you take shit from people who aren't supposed to be in a leadership position for a paycheck. And you got to wait 2 weeks, and you got to bust your ass, and you got to be a slave. You got to do everything they tell you, because God forbid you do something that's not what they tell you. They're going to fire your ass. And you need to pay bills, right? I know I did. I know that's the reason why I kept my jobs. I had to pay bills. So guess what? I stayed. I did what I had to do because I'm a man. I'm a man and I do what I have to do regardless of the circumstance. There's nothing you can put me in to where I'm going to switch up how I view the world and how I act, my character. I'm not going to break character and do something and say, you know what, I don't want to do this, so I'm not going to do it. That's not how life works for me. I'm a man and I do what I have to do regardless of the circumstance. So I knew I had to become an entrepreneur. I knew it. The whole time I knew it. I said, every single day I'm coming into this place and I'm taking shit, right? You go into this place and it's depressing. It's borderline depressing. You go into a place and you hate it. Every single day I would wake up knowing I have to go into a place that I hate. Everyone, a lot of people who work jobs wake up every single day knowing they have to go into a place that they hate for money. You're selling your soul. You're selling your soul, and it's understandable. You have to do what you have to do, but you can't have the mindset that you're going to stay stuck in that forever. You have to have the mindset of wanting more. When I was working these jobs, yes, I didn't want to do it, and I did it because I had to. But guess what? All the hours that I had on the side was bettering my body, physically working out, and bettering my mind, trying to figure something out. You must always be trying to figure something out if you don't want to do that forever. Do you think it's just going to come to you one day out of the blue? It might. I've had things come to me, but for the most part, I was looking for them. I was looking for a sign. I was studying books. I was learning about the people who are self-made millionaires. How did this person become a millionaire? Once I learned about people who were self-made millionaires, I asked myself, how did they do it? Because if they did it, all you have to do is replicate the formula, do it over and over again, and you'll get to the position that they're at, no matter what it is. Muscles, women, cars, millionaire, anything. If someone did it, figure out how they did it, and you replicate it. That's all it boils down to. So I started to understand that a job is never going to get you rich. What's going to get you rich is being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, because think about it. Everything around us is businesses. The rich people, what is it? Just businesses. What rich person have you seen have a job? And there's nothing wrong with that. People have to work jobs. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you know in your mind you want more, understand you're never going to get rich off a job. What is it? Businesses. You look around. What is McDonald's? A business. What is the cleaning service that someone has provided you? A business. What is Uber? A business. What is Apple? A business. What is YouTube? A business. Everything is businesses. That's how our economy stays afloat. Businesses. People transacting money. You give me money for a product, I give you money for a product, and the economy keeps on going. The economy is flowing. So everything is about businesses. And understand that as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to take that risk. You're going to have the risk of knowing that you hate this job, but you're too afraid of quitting and not being able to pay your bills. But every entrepreneur has faced that. Every entrepreneur has been in that moment to where they knew they had no other choice and they had to do it. When you know you don't want to do that forever, and you just complain about it, guess what? Nothing's going to change. You're just going to look weak. You're going to look like a bitch. That's why even though I didn't want to do what I had to do, I never complained about it. I didn't sit around complaining about it all day. I bottled it up and I used it as fuel to get me to where I am today. I didn't tell anyone. I'm not telling everyone I hate this place. I hate this place. No, because what good is that going to do? All that I can do is take action. That's it. If I don't take action, then I'm just a talker. People are just shit talkers. They just talk all day. Talk, talk, talk. That's it. But no action. I wasn't talking about it. I bottled it up. I used it as fuel. And I am where I am today. But guess what? I was trying to figure something out. So if you hate the position that you're in, you hate 9 to 5, you hate working for a corporation that doesn't care about you, that can replace you at any moment, and doesn't give a rat's ass about you, guess what? If you quit today, 2 weeks from now, they probably won't even remember you. They're going to be so busy in whatever it is that they're doing, they don't even think about you. So you give all your hours and all your time and everything for a check for a company, and they won't even remember you 2 weeks from now. They won't even be thinking about you. But you give them your all. You give them everything you've got just for a check. And again, there's nothing wrong with giving your all to a job that values you. If the job shows you that they care about you, if a job compensates you for your efforts correctly, then there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're working a job and they don't care about you and they're underpaying you and they're just working you like a slave and they want you to work harder but they don't want to pay you more, then guess what? They're just using you, and you're always going to hate walking into that place. And guess what? You're going to hate it. But understand this. If you hate it, you can't just do anything about it, because the thing about it is, you can't get mad at the owner for paying you the amount that he's paying you. That man took on more of a risk than you did. That man invested more into tools than you did. That man invested into businesses, into learning about businesses, into learning about insurance and workers' comp and paying people. So you can't expect a big cut when you haven't taken the risk. That's just the way the world works. That's the way the world works. This man took on a bigger risk, so he gets the bigger reward. You work a job, you hate it. If you stay stuck in it and you complain and whine about it all day, you're going to be there till you're 80 years old. You're just going to be complaining. Complaining is just giving out, telling everyone about your weakness. But when you shut up and you bottle it up and you use it as fuel, you let the anger be your fuel. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad about something. It's okay to hate your situation. As long as you use that and you channel it into something. I hate this. I'm going to figure something out. I hate this. Let me study these books. I hate this. Let me study the people that I want to be like. This person did it. That's where they're at today. What did they do? You got to be hungry for it. People are so afraid to have someone tell them something in a harsh way. Who cares how they tell it to you? The point is that they tell you how to do it and what got them to where they are today, and you replicate that. That's the video for today, guys. I know a lot of you guys can relate. I know a lot of you guys don't like the 9 to 5, but you can't stay stuck in it. And you're going to stay stuck in it if you sit around and complain all day, if you talk about what you're going to do. Stop talking about what you're going to do. Let your action speak for itself. If you're going to quit, let your actions speak for yourself. If you're going to start a business, let your actions speak for yourself. If you're going to learn a new skill, let your actions speak for itself. Don't go around telling everyone, I'm going to quit. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. If you're really the guy who walks the walk and talks the talk, then that's okay. But most people talk the talk, but don't walk the walk. And the people who do walk the walk, most of the time, they don't talk the talk because they're focused on walking it. They're focused on doing it. What it is that's going to get them to where they want to be. All right, guys, leave a comment down below. Where have you worked Let me know if you have hated a job before as well. And if you hate the 9 to 5 and you know you can't do it forever. You know you got to be your own boss because you can't sit around and get told what to do every single day of your life and hate your day. I don't wake up anymore hating what I'm going to do with my day. I'm happy. I'm excited about the day. I'm invigorated. I don't wake up and I say, oh, fuck, I don't want to do this. I know that feeling though. I know that feeling. You wake up and you're like, fuck, I don't want to do this shit. But you do it anyways. I hope I gave you guys something to think about. Like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. Peace out.